The recent bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has ignited a firestorm of controversy, with many questioning the fight's authenticity.
This fight sucked gorilla balls. I hated it. A roided up 27-year-old fighting a 58-year-old senior citizen should have been illegal in the first place. I was already expecting to be disappointed, but was still blown out of the water with how bad it really was. I called it back in March, saying that this fight would suck, and that the Paul sisters were very good at generating hype only to deliver a letdown, and both those things happened. But still, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was a giant economic success. The Netflix servers were overloaded with how many people were trying to watch it. So money grab fights and mediocrity are now literally being celebrated. And it's so sad to see how far the business of boxing has really fallen. This is why Dana White is the absolute best when it comes to the fight game. Say what you will about him, but he is the John Jones of promoters. Every week he puts on fights where the best fights the best. No gimmick bullshit. And I hear Jake Paul is going to be announcing his next opponent really soon.
What do you think of the fight?
It wasn't a good one.
It wasn't a good one.
No.
Yeah. Overall, how'd you just see how Jake fought, how Mike fought?
Well, you know, you can tell something was wrong with the Tyson leg.
Yeah, the knee.
So he couldn't, his balance was off.
Oh, that's crazy. You noticed that. I just talked to his trainer and he told me that exact thing.
Yeah.
His balance was off.
His balance was off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Critics argue that the match was more spectacle than sport, suggesting it was orchestrated for entertainment rather than genuine competition. Allegations of prearranged outcomes and contractual limitations on Tyson's performance have surfaced, casting a shadow over the event. Notably, former boxer Carl Froch expressed skepticism, implying that Tyson may have been restricted from delivering his full power, leading to doubts about the fight's legitimacy.
Script has went viral. Let's see how accurate it was. The opening bell rings, Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, which actually happened. As soon as the bell went, Mike Tyson came out with that head movement, pushing forward. Immediately he stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Now let me just stop right there. Even before I seen this script, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, what else would happen?
This situation has sparked a broader debate about the integrity of such high-profile matches in the boxing world. Was this match the epic showdown it was hyped to be, or just a staged play in the theater of modern boxing? Stay tuned as we peel back the layers of this controversial event.
I don't know what pleasure you can take from beating an old Mike Tyson. I don't.
I believe he actually won the first 2 rounds. Jake Paul probably won the rest of them. Mike Tyson's legs were gone, man. They were gone. And I believe Ryan, I got to give Ryan credit on this one, man. Because Ryan from Sports Wars, he did say that there would be like a no knockout clause. Now, Jake Paul, going into the fight, I believe he's put down every single fighter he's actually been against. Now, he's only fought one boxer before Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson, man, is 58 years old. And I watched this, man, because I grew up watching the real Mike Tyson. That was the greatest spectacle you ever saw in your life.
Picture this. Jake Paul, a YouTube celebrity turned boxer, squares up against the legendary Mike Tyson. The story sold was one for the ages. Old school meets new school, wisdom versus youth. The media and promoters milked every drop of this narrative, creating a frenzy of anticipation. The marketing machine was in overdrive, projecting images of Tyson's former glory and Paul's rise in boxing. But whispers in the boxing community suggested we might be getting set up for something less than authentic. Were the promoters crafting a narrative too good to be true? The crowd was electric, the lights were dazzling, and the air crackled with excitement as the bell rang. Tyson emerged with his iconic aggressive style, moving with a purpose that reminded many of his prime. Paul, confident and poised, responded in kind. But as the rounds ticked by, some viewers started sensing a pattern. The punches thrown by Tyson seemed to lack his famous killing intent, and Paul's tactics were unusually defensive. Was this the real deal? Or were we watching a choreographed dance masquerading as a fight? As soon as the match concluded, the floodgates opened. Fans and pundits alike took to social media to declare their suspicions. Had this been a scripted event? Analysis videos popped up overnight showing side-by-side comparisons of the fight's key moments with predictions made days before. Every jab, dodge, and weave was scrutinized, with many concluding that Tyson's punches were deliberately pulled and Paul's counters were overly calculated. The fight's authenticity was under a microscope, and the verdict was split. Experts from the boxing world didn't hold back their opinions. Carl Froch, a retired boxing champion, publicly questioned whether Tyson was contractually restrained. He suggested that Tyson's hands were tied, literally and figuratively. If Tyson had truly unleashed his power, Froch argued, the fight would have ended differently. Such comments fueled further speculation that the fight's outcome was predetermined, managed carefully to maintain a narrative beneficial for business rather than sport. This event was more than a fight. It was a spectacle that risked the legacies of both fighters. For Tyson, it was a step away from the fierce competitor image he'd cultivated over decades. For Paul, it was an elevation in profile, albeit shrouded in controversy. This fight posed a question. Were they tarnishing their legacies for entertainment and profit? How would history remember this night? Financially, the event was a blockbuster, demonstrating that controversy does indeed sell. But it also highlighted a shift in professional sports, particularly boxing, towards entertainment-driven spectacles. The lines between athletic competition and theatrical performance were blurring. This fight exemplified a new era in boxing, one driven perhaps more by revenue than by respect for the sport's traditional competitive values. And so, we conclude our journey into the heart of this controversial fight. What do you believe? Was the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson match a legitimate fight or a pre-arranged spectacle designed to maximize profit? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell for more content like this. Let's keep the conversation going. Remember, the world of professional boxing is as much about the spectacle as it is about the sport. Continue to question and critique, for the truth is often found somewhere between the ropes of the ring. See you next time for another thought-provoking analysis.